In this lecture, we're going to talk about one other key that Terry considers to have been responsible for her success to date of taking a business from nothing to a multi-million dollar turnover business in just a few years. Okay, she gives a lot of credit to having transferable skills. She gives credit to having transferable skills, and she focuses on the fact that she's been a mother for many years to have helped her to actually use those skills, take those skills from a home setting into a business setting. And particularly, I want to encourage a lot of women. A lot of women have immense amount of skills that they can take from being a mother at home. They can take those skills and just radically apply it into a business and see tremendous amount of success in it. Well, that's what Terry did. And she says that because she's a mother in leadership. She's always leading her children, leading her home, showing good example at home. And one of the things she talked about was the fact that she prides herself on being able to instill respect and value in her children so that wherever they go, they always respect people and value other people's gifts. Now she took those, transferred into a place of business whereby she respects the employees, values their ideas, and values their input into the business, and so the employees are thriving. How many of us have worked in places where we really knew the manager didn't care less what we said, didn't care less what we thought, didn't really respect us, spoke to us like we were nothing? And you never give your all in that kind of place. And so the business doesn't grow as much as it could have grown if you were being respected and valued. So she used those skills she had instilled in her children. She took that and transferred into her business. Another skill she transferred as a mother was knowing the key strengths of each of her children. In the same way, she gave an example of actually knowing the key strengths in her employees. Give a story about someone they employed to work in credit control. They thought she was an amazing woman, but they discovered that she wasn't really performing. So they took her from credit control and then put her in customer service, and she thrived. So she said, that's about knowing people's skills, knowing their strengths, knowing their weaknesses, and being able to guide them into the place where they can use their strengths for the success of not only themselves, but success of the business as well. Another transferable skill was obviously learning to manage their home. You've got to look after the bills at home. You've got to know, okay, how much do we have today? How much are we spending on food? How much are we going to spend on the bills? How much are we going to spend on clothing? How am I going to spend, and then, spending rightly, having a good budget, sticking to the budget. And she easily transferred that into the business. So she looked at the business. She's able to manage the pennies, look after the pennies, and the pounds would take care of itself. So we say in England, look after the pennies and the pounds would take care of itself. So she was able to transfer those skills into her business. Then finally, she talked about getting used to thankless jobs. Getting used to thankless jobs. Many times, as mothers, as women generally who work at home with children, we tend not to appreciate what they do that much as we should. Remember, if you think about any successful person, just think about somebody like Bill Gates, okay? He must have had a mother who looked after him. Think about Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook. He had a mom who looked after him. Think about any successful person. They had parents or guardians at least that looked after them. Somebody spent time with them. Could be a father or a mother, but somebody spent time bringing them up. Without somebody there to bring up those great men and women, look at Grace Hopper and Ada Lovelace, who started the programming revolution. Without their mothers, who have looked after them, they wouldn't become that successful or as successful as they were. So we need to consider the fact that many women do thankless jobs. So they got used to it, but they've taken that into the place of business, whereby they can just put their heads down and work because they were able to transfer those skills. So I'm sure that you have skills that you also can transfer into your place of business, into your startup business. So let's consider that, because it's definitely one of the keys that made Terry Galt a success.